Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Obsidian Foxglove. Enjoy.
In a new world. So, I abandoned my Kingdom of Daldar series because of all the bugs. However, I've realized that I'm able to play vanilla Minecraft with shaders when it comes to the more recent versions. And in this case, it's 21.11, which is the current most recent official Minecraft version that's been released. So there's that. And my game runs decently well with it. And I can record like this at 60 frames per second, which I think allows for 1080p video quality. I could be wrong, but my point is that I'm able to play Minecraft with shaders. Now, I'm fine with the base look to Minecraft. However, it can get pretty bland at times, and shaders add a certain pizzazz to the game, which helps me maintain my interest. Anyway, hello everybody, welcome to this new video of mine. This is a normal hardcore world, so don't be confused by all the birch trees around. This is not a birch only world. Oh my god, that would be a nightmare, wouldn't it? But no, this is a normal hardcore world. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a normal hardcore world. So first things first. I mean, I don't even know why I'm saying that at the moment. I already got started a while ago, minutes ago. However long ago it was when this video began for you. Okay. So, I want to find a village. I got wood already. I got food. Now, in real life, the steps of survival are, I think, water, food, shelter, or is it shelter, food? No, shelter, water, food. I don't know. I'm not a survivalist, alright? I think that's fairly obvious. I mean, I'm playing a Minecraft game, a video game. So you can imagine, I don't go outside much. So yeah, I don't really know much about survival. I don't know the first steps of it or anything. So take what I said with a grain of salt and do not take it as gospel or truth, because I may very well be wrong. Oh my god, look at these leaves swaying to and fro. Alright, so this is a really large birch forest. I want out of here already. There's that mountain up there. I think that would be a plains biome, not a hill biome. Anyway, I need to make a sword. I want to get this sheep's wool, but I don't want to beat it to death. That would take too long. The days in hardcore seem to go by faster than usual, so I hope you can understand my hesitation of slaughtering these sheep with my fist and waste even more time. Come here, sheep. And there we go. Already enough wool to make a bed. I'm gonna do just that. Everybody knows that in order to survive as long as you can in hardcore Minecraft, the first things you gotta do is sleep every single night away to not give mobs a chance to spawn on the overworld surface. I mean, of course, they're always gonna spawn in caves and whatnot, even on the first day. That's the difference between hardcore and normal hard mode. But if I sleep the moment I see night on the horizon, then I'm less likely to get killed by mobs up here. Yeah, I was right. That's a plains biome. I think I saw a singular oak tree silhouette, like its bluish silhouette, because that's how far it was in the distance to me. So I don't think, ooh, lag. So I don't think this is a normal forest biome. What are those called? Are they just called forests? I think they are. And then the forest with both birch and oak trees are called like mixed forests. I don't know what birch forests are called though. Is it just Wow. Yeah, I need to get away from there. That whole forest is gonna catch fire. Oh boy, that's gonna cause me a lot of lag. What is that crazy fire spread down there? My god. It's like taking only a few seconds for the flames to consume a single leaf. Alright. Get far away from there. And on the other side of this mountain, there is another birch forest. Oh my god, I should turn my phone on to do not disturb while I'm recording, huh? Right, so I want to get out of the birch forest, and as my luck would have it, if you look over there in the distance, I don't think I can zoom. Z, C. Yeah, I can't zoom. What about V? Nope, definitely can't zoom. But if you look off in the distance right there, there's a dark oak forest over there. Over yonder. So I'm gonna make my way over there because, ow, I really 3 spiders in that one cave. Ow, ow. Spiders started charging at me. Anyway, I'm gonna head over to that dark oak forest immediately because I don't like being surrounded by a bunch of birch. I'm in the dark oak forest. So I'm gonna set up my base camp right here, right where I stand, because I still haven't gathered myself any stone tools, and so I need to get to work. Now, if you know me, you know I like mining until I have broken my wooden pickaxe. But as much as I'd like to get to that point straight away, I need to... Is that iron? Did I seriously find iron right when I began? Anyway, I needed to gather the necessary amount of cobblestone here to make myself a furnace because I took fall damage escaping from those 3 spiders, and so I need to heal. And my hunger is disappearing. So I'm gonna wait for food, and I only need to eat 1 steak, I believe, to fully regenerate my health. Let's check it. Yep. So now I have food made, and so I am going to get to mining this stone some more and get it to the point where my wooden pickaxe shatters. Okay, well, my pickaxe broke, and I have slept through 1 night already. I don't have any... Oh, wait, I forgot all my woods in here. Anyway, as I was saying, I have slept through 1 night. Of course, you didn't see that in the time-lapse because the time-lapse was entirely focused around the fact that I was breaking my wood pickaxe. What am I gonna do with the wood sword? You know what? Forget about it. I'll keep it on me. I want it... Oh, my God, my inventory. Okay, 1, 2, and you 3. And you go in slot 9, and then everything else is perfectly fine going into my inventory. Anyway, time to collect my first iron of this new series. Is that seriously a 1-veiner? I think it's a 1-veiner. Okay, well, that is too bad. I'm gonna get back to mining. I have no clue as to why my mine has already hit such a large andesite deposit. It's frankly annoying. I mean, andesite doesn't look as bad as it used to, but it's still a bit, I don't know, unappealing, ugly, hideous, atrocious, horrendous, all kinds of words with a negative connotation and denotation when regarding its appearance. This is a lot of stone. I'm gonna get a lot of stone. I haven't come across any more iron, and surprisingly, I haven't hit any copper veins in my mine either, which is shocking given how common copper is and how large of veins it has when it generates. So, anywho, bit more. After I finish this next step, I'll go up and cut down some dark oak trees because I need to get started on a home so I could be shielded for more nights to come because I won't always be able to sleep right as night arrives. Alright, so this is my second playthrough because I got blown up by a creeper. Yeah, I'm not quite sure where it came from because my area, my little campsite, seemed pretty safe when I went to sleep, so I'm a bit confused, but that creeper spooked the hell out of me. When it exploded, I jumped in my seat. Why is this pillager tower empty? I don't hear any of them. Wow, this is crazy. Is it because it's only day 0? Carrots, potatoes, wood, string, and a horn. Is this one of the good horns or is it a horrible sounding one? Sing? Yeah, I can't hear it. Where did that pillager come from?
Yeah, I can't hear.
Whatever. Escape through the back and collect some of this wool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now time to dip because the pillagers have finally spawned in. I'm not sure where they appeared out of because that place was completely empty. They sort of came poof into existence, and maybe it's because I blew the horn. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe I accidentally summoned them. Wow. Why did I have to spawn in a freaking cold taiga? Is that what this is called? Or do taigas only have podzol floors? Oh, hey, it's a cold cow. These things kind of look like yaks, but that's not the point. Unfortunately, I couldn't collect any of the wheat. So, for now, I get to eat potatoes, and carrots. Wow. I can't believe I died while my recording was paused. Again, I thought I've gotten good enough at this to prevent that from happening, but nope. I still went boom while everything was paused. Oh, hey, it's a mixed forest. Yeah, I'd rather live there than in this cold biome because, never mind, I will live in this biome. I was thinking that I wouldn't want to live here because of soft snow or powdered snow, whatever it's called. But then I remembered that powdered snow doesn't really generate in biomes like this. It usually only appears in cold biomes that also have mountains. So I'm perfectly fine staying here. I mean, I love spruce wood, absolutely adore it, and it's everywhere here, which I love. So, I'm gonna collect some wood, get back to where I was previously, and then I'm gonna start building a house because this biome is pretty flat. So, I imagine I could get to work on building a structure pretty quick, and I won't have to worry too much about the terrain it's being built on. Alright, I am roughly where I was previously. I guess you could consider me maybe a bit ahead or a bit behind, but I got unharvested food, right? Similar to all the animals that were around me previously. I got iron for a shield, and I pretty much mined any iron I saw, really, because, like... why wouldn't I? It's better to get a bit ahead before I continue than to overlook the iron and then forget it exists. So with this single, wait, I already have a shield. What am I doing? I almost made a second one. Alright, so I also got coal, which is something I didn't have in the last world, but you know, I needed that to make sure my crops grew. And so, as I said, I am now roughly around where I was previously, with the exception of the far more severe lack of wood, right? Because in the last world, I had cut down multiple dark oak trees, so I had over a stack of wood, and now I got 28 planks in total. So, yeah. To fully catch up, I will need to cut down more trees, but also I'm gonna have to cut down those trees anyway, regardless of if it's for catching up to my previous progress or for what I need to do, which is build a home. As I said, I'm pretty much caught up where I left off, so I'm gonna go around cutting down some spruce trees for building materials. I can't be living in the exposure of the elements forever, so time to get to work. You know, if I had one gripe with this particular biome, or really any cold biome in Minecraft, I would say the severe lack of animal spawns. I mean, I get it, I do, but it can be annoying. On the bright side though, I am not in dire need of food, as I have potatoes, I have fish. By the way, while my recording was paused, I made myself a fishing rod right here, and I used that to fish a few times, so I have food. It's just, I was thinking of living off of pumpkin pie. However, here comes an issue. To make a pumpkin pie, you need pumpkin, sugar, and an egg. Now, I have the pumpkin, and I'm growing some right here, and I have the sugar. I have sugarcane growing. However, what I don't have are chickens or chicken eggs. So that's the biggest hurdle to getting all my pumpkin pies. So yeah, there's that. The reason why I'm playing the recording now though is because it's time for me to get started on my house. And as my luck would have it, it started snowing once I started recording again. Well, I guess it's more accurate to say that it started snowing a few seconds before I started recording. But that's not the point. I had just slept through a night and then it started snowing, meaning that my sleeping was in the end meaningless because mobs can still spawn. Lovely. I made slabs because they help me save on resources when I need a lot of a specific block for a floor, and so I'm using the slabs, or rather I'm taking advantage of the slabs to fill out my floor to save on wood, because it takes 3 planks to make 6 slabs, meaning I essentially double my floor building blocks. So, slabs all the way for building your home's floors. Do it, everybody. It will save you on resources. And split that in half, make more slabs. I don't really need this many slabs, but oh well, I suppose. And soon, this floor will be fully filled out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's my floor. Now it's time to get started on the actual important parts of the house, which are my walls and my roof. Did I seriously only have 4 torches on me? Wow. Wait, but oh, okay. Yeah. I was about to say, did I make 8? And I did. There's 3 of them next to my crops, and then there's 1 inside my dirt hut. And those are the last 4. So, yeah, that's the proper amount of torches I had. Anyway, time to get started. The frame. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and now I don't have water buckets or an extra bed, so I'll simply have to use other blocks to prevent myself from taking fall damage like that, because you don't take fall damage if you fall 3 blocks down, which is crazy if you ask me, because isn't each block like 1 cubic meter by 1 cubic meter, meaning that 3 blocks are around 3 cubic meters, and a meter is around the same length, a bit shorter I think, than a yard, and a yard is 3 feet. So 3 blocks times 3 feet means that you're essentially falling 9 feet and not taking any fall damage. That's crazy. And those are all of the 4 corner frames. You know how it is with my buildings. Always 4 corner frames, because I happen to build a lot of box homes. Is it night yet? Or is it still day? Okay, it's still day, so I can't sleep. All right. Now, I am going to do what I usually do. I'm going to finish out the frame. That's what the frame of the house looks like so far. Wow. I did make this sort of porch thing right here. Isn't it nice? A bit of a change of pace. I don't know. It's not really a change of pace. I don't know what I meant by that. It's a sort of change of style. I don't know, man. I got the frame built, and I haven't built the walls yet. There's a good reason for that. I want the walls to have something to do with deep slate, as always. However, I don't actually have any deep slate just yet. I'm still gonna work on the frame, like the greater frame, because this isn't going to be the entirety of my house. Of course not. It's a bit too small. I am going to build a staircase like that, and this staircase is going to lead all the way to the top floor, where I'll then be able to continue on with the frame. Let's do that. Ooh, slab's getting in my way. And let's put a slab right here. And then I think if I lower this one like that, there we go. Now the stairs make a bit more sense. This slab needs to go as well. And now I have access to my second floor. I need to break this and finish this up. And voila, I got a staircase. It's a rickety old thing, but it gets the job done, and that's what matters. That's what counts. So now, what am I gonna do? I am going to expand a bit this way by 2 blocks. Yep, let's go 2 blocks, and then begin a leg here. Now I can't jump down like I usually do, because as I said, I don't have a water bucket naturally. But also, that's a 4-block drop, which means I'd take damage. Now, on this 3rd reach, I build up for the leg. That is not in the right spot. You know, this is why you don't eyeball everything, people. You'll often get measurements wrong. And there we go. Now, as much as I want to continue the frame, I'm gonna have to collect more wood, because even though I did cut down enough spruce trees to get a stack of wood, I'm already out of it again. That's unfortunate, but understandable, because this whole structure so far is just wood. It's very flammable, very, very combustible. All right, so far, this is my bare bones home. Naturally, I don't have any of the walls in yet, because as I said, I want to use deep slate, and that's not something I currently have. And so I can't build the walls just yet. I will, don't worry, I will get to that soon. But this is what my house currently looks like. I tried to make it as unorthodoxically shaped as I could imagine. I wanted to look misshapen. I don't know how well I did in that aspect though, but that's the bare bones of my house. All that's missing is the ceiling up there, and then it would completely match. And so the next thing for me to do is go mining for that deep slate I've been talking about because, as I said, once more, for like the millionth time, I need deep slate for my walls. I am back from the mines. I used up 7 or 8 pickaxes, I think, mining deep slate. Half were stone pickaxes, the other half were copper. But as you can see, I now have a lot of deep slate on me. That's 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 10, 11 stacks plus 43 cobbled deep slate. Wow. And even while mining, I didn't stop gathering precious metals, precious resources. And that's proven by my 12 copper and 29 iron, 36 lapis. And well, I got a full set of armor now. I mean, it's mismatched as all hell, but you know, armor is armor. Defense is defense. So I'm gonna smelt my iron down and wait until all 29 ores are turned into ingots, and now I'm gonna make myself a stone cutter so I could get to building the walls to my house because it's looking pretty sad as it is. I mean, look, it's just wood. One mishap with lava or flint and steel and it's gonna crumble down into a huge pile of ashes. Can't be having that, so I'm going to need my deep slate, and I'm gonna need it soon. I have my snazzy stone cutter underneath my bed there and a ton of deep slate bricks. What is the time of day here? It is early morning. That's good. So since I have the wall blocks, I can now finally get started, except I just realized one little flaw. I don't have a doorway. Yep, that was meant to be a part of the frame, and yet I have not done a single thing toward accomplishing that. So I'm gonna postpone the walls just a bit longer. Alrighty, so my frame is now complete. Okay, that's not true. There's still that ceiling up there, but that can wait. The point is that the first floor frame is complete, and that's the frame that currently matters because this is the frame that I need to begin placing down the walls, which are starting with these deep slate bricks. I don't have a pickaxe on me. So many problems. Why can I never think ahead of these things? Good thing I still have one leftover pickaxe. Time to pick up that deep slate brick block because it's annoying the hell out of me. Alright, so now this is the complete first band of my home. The floor, I mean, not the floor, but the first floor specifically will soon be complete. I'm going to fill these walls out with, I think, oak wood, maybe. Oak or birch, but then again, I think birch will stand out too much. But I'm gonna sleep, and then I'm gonna go around each of the floors, putting down these bands to start my walls. That's gonna be fun, and you don't get to see any of it. Yet another step to building my house is complete. I used up almost all of my deep slate bricks to build this, and you can really now see what I meant when I said that I wanted to build my house in an unorthodox way, because it looks like a very rickety Jenga tower. I am being dead serious. This reminds me of Jenga. And then the top up there reminds me of a jigsaw puzzle for some reason. Maybe it's because of the bits hanging down or what, but this is the base of my house, and I already cut down all of the oak wood. So now the next step is to go around feeling out those walls, every single one of them, and then I'll have to figure out where to place windows and gather sand. But soon my house will be complete, and it will be mighty. This is gonna be a lot of work and a lot of pain and a lot of resource gathering. I went ahead and added the roof onto my home, as you can see, because building roofs in Minecraft are one of the most time-consuming processes while building. So yeah, I went ahead and built the roof. So yeah, there's that. The next and final step is to add the decorations, though. You know, details here and there to add more depth and interest or character to the overall structure. Pretty much, I need slabs, stairs, yada yada yada. And among the detailing I spoke of are, of course, the door and every single one of the windows in this tall building. Looking at this house though, it's a bit, I don't think I like it much, the base structure. I wanted to build something a bit different, but this looks a bit weird to me. Maybe it's missing some other frame details or something. I'm undecided, but of course I'm not going to tear the entire thing down. I'm not insane. So the next step is to add the detail. And so I will jump straight ahead to when my house is already built. Ooh.
And here is the final product. It has far more depth than it did previously, and I am quite satisfied with it. It definitely looks better now that all the details are added onto it and whatnot. It still feels weird to me though, but that's all right. I also decorated the inside of it. So let's come inside here and look at this. This is the entire first floor. Here is the second floor. It's very compact. And then up here would be the third floor. And finally, the fourth floor, which is an attic that I established because I didn't want to gather enough resources to fill this entire area in with blocks. So I compromised and made an attic, even though it's a bunch of space that I'm probably not ever going to need to use. And so this is how it's going to be. This is my home. All that's left is for me to move my stuff out of my dirt hut right here and bring it all inside. That's all that's left. And I don't need to add that into my video, but for now, let's just watch the sunset on day 23, because building this house, adding all the details and whatnot, ooh, that took a really long time. Wow, look at the sun reflection on the ice. Although, looking further down at the ice, it sort of looks like water. But with this, it's time to end this video. Have a good night, a good day, a good afternoon, or good whatever it is for you, whether it's dusk or dawn. Goodbye, everybody. Remember, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and comment to boost it in the algorithm. And if you vibe with my content and want to see more, subscribe.